Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It is kind of wet and cloudy here, but it's not really raining, so I hope you're having a great weather where you are. Today we're going to check out an explanation video. If you have seen my reaction to IU's Love Wins All, you will know that my brain was all scrambled. I tried to make sense of it, but I couldn't. So today I'm going to check out an explanation video by Bookish Theory. I have seen a few of her, well, not few, maybe a handful of her explanation video on BTS music videos. As you know, I only focus on BTS. I know she has done explanation video on a lot of different K-pop group music videos, but I only focus on BTS. So today, I think this is the only one I found so far on the explanation for the music video. So without further ado, let's go check it out. So one thing about Bookish Theory is that she tends to speak a bit fast sometimes. So I turned on the closed caption just in case I miss anything. So let's go check it out.
Hello and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, we'd like to talk about IU's Love Wins All, focusing on a little breakdown of what we know about the song and the video to see what they can tell us about the concept and story of this pre-release. Written and produced by IU herself, Love Wins All is a song that in many respects is meant to contrast the hopelessness and grayness of...
Yes, I talk about how they look hopeless, right? Did I say hopeless or helpless? I thought I said hopeless, but anyway, whatever, yeah. I was on something. I think that might be the only thing I was correct on.
Of our generation. As IU herself has explained, in fact, the track tells the story of people that try to love until the very end in a world that prevents them from loving. In this day and age, many people see reality as being...
Okay, so I have not seen whatever this hand notes. I don't know where it is. It might be from IU's other video, but I didn't know. So, okay, whatever. But now I know. Let me back a little bit.
At the very end, in a world that prevents them from loving. In this day and age, many people see reality as being driven by ever-growing hatred, indifference, and hostility, but IU rejects this pessimistic view of the world and chooses to focus on love instead. Reflecting on her personal experience as an idol and a public figure, she realized that even if hatred can be overwhelming in the moment, it is...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Never as long-lasting as love is, and it is always ultimately alone. Love, on the other hand, is an invisible weapon that always brings us together, so knowing this, it's love the only feeling that can win at the end. This is a lesson that she learned from her fans in the past 10 years of her career, and because of that, this song and everything it represents is very much dedicated to them as an endless source of love, comfort, and reassurance. Love wins all because it cannot be any other way, so in the song, IU invites us to run away together, to love bravely in a world that is always trying to keep us apart and divide us with hatred. Now in the video, this concept is portrayed with a tragic story that I seem unable to watch without crying my eyes out every single time. Directed by Tae-hwa, the video stars IU herself and V, which in turn plays the role of her lover, as well as a character that symbolically represents IU's fandom, Yuna. In the story, Jiyeon and Taeyong are two lovers trying to survive in a dystopian reality where the world has been destroyed by mysterious flying cubes. The two of them can only rely on each other to survive, and as they run away together, we also notice that both characters have a disability. While this character is blind in one eye way together, we also notice that both characters have a disability. While this character is blind in one eye, in fact, IU's character is using sign language to communicate, thus suggesting that she might be deaf, mute, or both. In an interview with the director, he pointed out that IU's lip ring is an intentional stylistic choice here. The piercing is meant to symbolize her character's difficulty in communicating with the...
Oh! I would have never thought of that. I thought it was just a fashion statement, to be honest. But wow, it has a meaning, even the lip ring. My goodness.
the world, but in the story we see that the two lovers understand each other perfectly. Their respective disabilities don't stop them from loving and understanding each other, but what is really trying to stop them is the cube, which is an entity that wants to destroy them no matter what. Now in the video, the origin of these cubes is never revealed, but when I first saw it, the way these entities operate immediately reminded me of War of the Worlds. In Love Wins All, the cubes are taking over the world, and this immediately reminded me of War of the Worlds. In Love Wins
Did the World of the World have some cube too? I don't know. The only cube that I can connect to is Star Trek, The Next Generation, with the Borg. That is the only cube I can connect to. Are the sugar cubes, but we know that is not it.
Wins All, the cubes are taking over the world and disposing of humans by turning them into dust to the point that only their clothes are left. In War of the Worlds, the alien tripods do the same thing, not to mention that the first moment of the attack is also seen through the camcorder of one of the victims, which is something that also happens in DMV. Because of that, my personal recorder of one of the victims, which is something that also happens in DMV. Yes. Because of that, my personal take is that the cubes are alien devices that, like the tripods, are meant to eliminate humans for the aliens to take over the world. On social media, there are many other theories about what these objects might be, but whether it's an alien invasion, a zombie apocalypse, or a robot uprising, the director straight up said that an interpretation is acceptable. One thing that he wanted to make clear, however, is the symbolic meaning of these entities. You see, in his interview, the director identifies the cube that is going after them as Nemo, square, which is a shape that, according to his vision, represents discrimination against.
I'm just reading, okay. Discrimination against the main character, okay. So pretty much it's the negative force against all love.
The characters. Bear in mind, in the story IU and V are disabled, so the square symbolizes any type of discrimination and oppression that haunts many people in their everyday life. The fact that this force is abstract and faceless can also be interpreted as it being a systemic problem. The square doesn't represent a specific person or institution. It embodies the abstract concept of discrimination whose origin is unknown, whose identity is unknown, but is still deadly to the helpless people that it targets.
Yes, so what is the source of discrimination? What's the source of hatred? To me, I think the source is just our insecurity. That I think the human's fundamental feeling of insecurity is the genesis of hatred and discrimination. I think that's pretty much it. You will discriminate against others, or you will hate others because you feel insecure in your own being. That's what I feel. But again, what do I know, right? Okay, let's continue.
As the two lovers find themselves in this unforgiving world, they eventually find refuge in an abandoned mall where they find a pile of clothes. These belong to the faceless victims of this faceless threat, and the only weapon the two characters have not to succumb to this fate is none other than their love. In the mall, IU and V approach a store called Horizon Portal.
It's a Horizon Portal. I couldn't even read the damn thing.
None other than their love. In the mall, IU and V approach a store called Horizon Portal. There V finds a camcorder, and when he uses it, he realizes that it doesn't show the apocalyptic reality they live in, but rather an alternative reality where everything is better. The director explained that the camcorder literally shows the world through the filter of love. In reality, the world has ended. The two of them are hurt, tired, scared, but through the camcorder, they're back to a world full of beauty. There they can taste delicious foods, have fun with many friends, and celebrate their love like it deserves. The camera shows us their nostalgia for a better past that is now gone, but it also materializes an ideal reality. As their nostalgia for a better past that is now gone.
A better past. See, I always thought, in my original reaction of the music video, I thought that the images through the camcorder is the memory. So I kind of got it. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. Okay.
But it also materializes an ideal reality that the characters create by loving each other. In the video, we also see that through the camera their disabilities are no longer visible. V's eye is no longer white, Ayu's piercing has disappeared, but this doesn't mean that now we can see and Ayu can speak. Many people kind of interpreted this ideal reality as a reality where they're fully able-bodied, but to be honest, I completely disagree with this take, mostly because I don't like the implication that having a disability makes you inherently imperfect. Rather, I think that a better explanation would be that through the filter of love, these disabilities are no longer visible because they no longer define them, not because they are gone. A discriminating society notices the disability before the person that has it, but love can become a filter that makes you see past that and truly know a person's beauty inside and out. This idea is also supported by what the director said.
Is that everyone's perfect through the eyes of the beholder, right? I think that's what it is. I think that's what the line is. So yeah, when you love a person, you pretty much don't see their flaws. And even if you see their flaws, you accept them as part of who they really are. So I think that's pretty true. And I never thought of that when I was watching the music video.
Because according to him, the camcorder also shows the inner world beyond the outer appearance of the characters.
Yes,
this is why, despite what we see in the camcorder, Ayu still communicates with sign language and V still looks at the recording with his left eye. After celebrating with hooded figures that might symbolize the faceless victims that have already fallen, the two lovers break into a bridal shop and dress up as bride and groom. They act like newlyweds while taking pictures in the booth, and the director described this scene as portraying the fruit of their love. By his own admission, this is a very traditional perspective on love, cliché almost, but it also plays on the contrast between their dream of normalcy versus the apocalyptic reality. As they get lost in an illusion where they're free to celebrate their love, the square brings them back to the harsh reality they were trying to escape. The two lovers try to run away. Square brings them back to the harsh reality they were trying to escape. The two lovers...
See, this particular scene, right? The expression on Taehyung's face is the expression of hopelessness. He's such a good actor.
Try to run away, they try to fight it, they defend each other, but to no avail. The square remains intact, and as it comes forward, Ayu and V understand that this is the end. As the square turns red and prepares to attack, the two lovers embrace, and in one last act of love, Ayu covers V's eye so that he doesn't see what is about to happen.
Man, I got goosebumps again, I think... When I was watching the music video, I cried doing this thing. It's like, at least when I was trying to explain it. Oh my god, it is, oh my god. Okay, let's continue.
And by the end, the two lovers stay together and turn to dust, but in the recording, the two of them start floating. This is a scene that, according to the director himself, symbolizes them finally flying free from all types of oppression and discrimination. In reality, the two lovers disappear. They are gone, but the camcorder offers a silver lining by showing us their flight for freedom. The last thing that we see is the dress and the tuxedo falling from the roof and joining the pile of forgotten clothes. With this final shot, the director wanted to question whether the forms that are considered meaningful or important truly show the true essence of what they represent. What he means is, are the wedding dress and the tuxedo truly a symbol of their love? Do they really represent the essence of their bond, or would their love be just as strong without it? As we saw in the camcorder, in a happier and more normal life, Ayu and V's characters would have gotten married and lived happily ever after, but is their love any less powerful without their wedding? Do they love each other any less?
See, that's another thing that, a lot of people, getting married, the weddings, the certificates, the ceremony, it's just a form. What connects you is the love within, right? So you don't really need to have a wedding. You don't need to have a ceremony to stay together. A lot of time, I think there are a lot of people who stay together until the end of their life, but they're not married. So to me, a marriage, well, I am married, but that's just how it is. We're traditional Chinese. But marriage is just a process. But the true reason that we're together is the love that we feel towards each other. So I think maybe that's what it's trying to say, right? You don't need to have a wedding. You don't need to have a wedding dress. If you love each other, it doesn't really matter.
without a dress, a veil, and a ring there to prove it? This time I leave you to answer these questions in the comments down below, but in my opinion, the point of Love Wins All is that love is a feeling that triumphs over anything else. It transcends the physical symbols that traditionally represent it, and it wins over hatred even if that hatred physically kills them. Despite the tragic ending, the square hated alone, but the two characters loved together until the last second of their life, so in a way love did win, even if in a very bittersweet way. This time I'm actually really curious to know your take on this one, but in the meantime I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Thank you.
And if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was Bookish Theories explanation on IU's Love Wins All music video. I've always enjoyed her explanation because they're short enough and she gets to the point. The only thing is sometimes she speaks a bit too fast for me, so I have to make sure I read the subtitle. And her voice is actually very calm, very soothing, and I like it short because I'm afraid that if it's any longer than this, I might fall asleep because her voice is so soothing. But anyway, I'm glad that I was able to at least pick up a few when I was watching the video. Hopelessness. What else did I get? I don't remember. My brain sucks, but I think I got the hopelessness. I think I got the memory. Well, I interpret that as memory, but she interpreted that as just a filter of love. And I think we all agree on that. We don't need a wedding or a wedding dress or a ceremony. And for Chinese, we always do banquets, right? To declare or to cement our love for each other, because love is intangible. Love is a feeling. Love is something that it cannot be linked to material things or a ceremony or a process. So I don't know what am I getting to, but this is the end of this video. So until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.